crunch meeting with leaderships of the 4 striking teacher unions over unpaid cost of living allowances. The unions, comprising of NAT, NAGRAT, CCT and TEU, declared an indefinite strike on Monday over government's failure to pay a 20% cost of living allowance meant to cushion them against the rising cost of living.
Okay.
The strike, called by the 4 teacher unions in pre-tertiary schools, entered day 2 on Wednesday, 6th July, with schools left without teaching and non-teaching staff. Some pupils have already called on government to meet demands of the teachers so academic work can resume.
I want the government to bring back our teachers.
Our teachers have gone to strike, so this morning we are not learning. We want the government to bring them to the classroom.
I'm pleading on behalf of our teachers for the government to pay them, and they'll come back and give us an effective learning so that we'll be able to write our final exams.
Ahead of the meeting between government and the teacher unions, the Deputy Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Bright Rekubrobe, appealed to the striking teachers to soften their stance despite having a legitimate demand.
This government has tried its best to try and make sure everybody has life, regardless of the global pandemics. Yes. We have tried, and for me, I have said that they have a legitimate demand. We are going to meet them and discuss it. And we will have discussions with them and plead with them to understand that we are not in normal times. We are not in, everybody is affected. You are here today, your child is probably supposed to be in school. So all of you, I'm pleading with you, start begging our teachers.
Already, other unions like the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association have also demanded the payment of cost of living allowances. The Nurses Union noted the allowances will cushion them from the harsh economic situation in the country. In a statement by the GRNMA, it recalled that in 2014, a cost of living allowance of 10% of public sector workers' basic salary was paid to workers to cushion us when things got tough due to high cost of living. Another union, the National Leadership of the Senior Staff Association of the Universities of Ghana, have also waded into the demand for the 20% cost of living allowance. The association noted that its 16th National Executive Council meeting on June 25 at KNUST concluded members have been faced with worsening cost of living due to the rising cost of fuel, goods and services, the introduction of new taxes, as well as the high rate of inflation. They also contend that the government and the management of public universities have failed to address their concerns. Meanwhile, Labour expert Austin Game has urged the union to appreciate the dynamics of the situation the country finds itself in. He noted government should begin looking at other alternatives to resolve the impasse.
Organized labour will have to accept the challenge and open their arms wide and get involved in the negotiation so that they'll be a part of the solution instead of waiting in the wings and express their anger after the error is committed. There is going to be a paradigm shift. And when a paradigm shift occurs and you don't move with the tide, you suffer paralysis. All agreements in the first place remain intact, except that new things that people might be anticipating to come their way may not go their way. And therefore, there will be a general squeeze. And the attitude and behavior of the employer in this circumstance will mean a lot. There should be a special purpose tripartite meeting, expanded one, of course.
It is hoped that government and the unions will reach an amicable understanding which will further not bring crisis to the labour front, even as the country has started talks with the IMF seeking a bailout from the fund.